Alright, so I've been looking at some of the comments on my videos about Fedor and what would happen if he fought Brock Lesnar, and even my predictions for Frank Mir versus Brock Lesnar. And I don't know if people actually watch Brock Lesnar's fights or maybe read up on him. I mean, Wikipedia, you can look him up, just get some of his background. He was a wrestling champion. And, there's been a lot of wrestlers that have been successful in the UFC. Randy Couture, Mark Coleman, and Dan Severn, one of the pioneers. But they all had something else. Now, does Brock have any sort of jiu-jitsu, any sort of Muay Thai? He's being trained in it, but he's only been in mixed martial arts for a year. So when you go against guys that have years and years and years of experience doing these different types of fighting, such as Frank Mir, who has karate. He's been doing boxing for the past 5 years or so. He's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That's what makes a martial artist. That's why it's called mixed martial arts. Not, big freaking gorilla man come in and just try to maul everybody. Everyone talks about, and I don't blame Brock for taking the fight against Randy Couture. It was a moneymaker, obviously. And yeah, anybody that would have gotten the opportunity to fight Randy Couture for that title would have said yes. But it just wasn't deserved. I don't think there's anybody that would agree. He beat the hell out of Heath Herring, but he didn't knock him out. And everyone keeps talking about his submission game. Where did we see his submission game? Let's see. Against Frank Mir, not one submission attempt. Against Heath Herring, was there a submission attempt? No. Randy Couture, any submission? No. So what is everyone talking about? His submission game is getting better. Every single fight, he comes in. Seriously, go watch all of his 3 fights that he has. Comes in, he tries to stand up with you. If it's not working, if Heath Herring, he knocked him down, and then he got on top of him and just started to bombard him. Randy Couture, he just stood up, boxed him, and then knocked him out. Everyone talks about Tim Sylvia. Like, there was a comment saying Tim Sylvia is a one-dimensional fighter. What do you think Brock is? At least Tim Sylvia has some sort of submission game. Brock Lesnar doesn't have a submission game at all. He has a big advantage in weight and strength. I'll give him that. I'm not taking that away from him. But I don't care how strong you are. If someone's about to break your freaking ankle, you're gonna tap. And as far as Fedor, are you kidding me? Look at some of the guys Fedor has knocked out. I mean, he's gonna destroy Arlovsky. Mark my words on that. And I mean, he's fought the best in the world. He's not ranked #1 for no reason. And I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm sure if he was to fight Brock, Brock would try to come in, take him to the ground, and try to pound him. He outweighs Fedor. Fedor is only 6'1", I think 230, 235, something like that. And Brock's, he weighs in at 265, but he's probably about almost 280, 290 when he fights, and he's 6'3", and he's huge. But all you people gotta stop smoking crack if you think that he could ever beat Fedor Emelianenko. I'm not saying Fedor will remain unbeaten for the rest of his life. Maybe Barnett might be able to beat him if he goes back into Pride. I don't know. I'd like to see him fight Frank Mir. I think that if Frank Mir could get it to the ground, even if Fedor takes him to the ground, Mir is very dangerous from his back. But as far as Brock Lesnar, unless he came in and knocked Fedor out, which is unlikely, I really don't think that. I mean, unless he gets a lucky punch like he did with Couture, he doesn't have a chance in hell. And I mean, so many people, it's just like all these people just ready to bust a nut over Brock Lesnar, and it's just like, dude, you gotta be kidding me. He's not that great. He's fun to watch, and I'm sure he'll get better. I'm not gonna say he's never gonna be good, but he's already 31 years old, and he's just barely getting into it, and it's just like, it's just ridiculous how people just drool over this guy. Yes, he's big and he's strong, but you know what? Look at basketball. You can be big and strong and just suck balls. Look at Sean Bradley, okay? 7'6". He sucked. Just because you have the body frame to do something doesn't mean you're going to be great at it. He beat one good person. Heath Herring is on the downside, and Heath Herring's fought a million different fights, just like Vanderlei Silva got knocked out because his head's taken a beating. And I do think that Frank Mir, I'm not saying when he fights Brock, I'm not saying he's gonna knock him out. I think it'll go to the ground because that's what Brock does, and then he'll submit Brock Lesnar. And as far as Fedor ever fighting Lesnar better hope that Fedor, if they do fight, that he gets one lucky shot in and knocks him out, because otherwise Fedor will just have his way with him. And I just, like I said, some of you guys just gotta watch your Brock Lesnar fights, because it's just ridiculous. Your love for this guy concerns me. It's ridiculous. I mean, you call yourself a mixed martial arts fan. He was a wrestler that was back 9 years ago. Since then, he's done fake bodies, fake wrestling. He did the body slams. That's about it. And it's ridiculous. And I just can't believe people say they're mixed martial arts fans when they root for this guy. And it's just like, good God, could anybody be more of a bandwagon type fan? Jeez.